Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Schlotthauer here in the home weather office or the weather center with a very important live stream discussion on the west. Yeah, we're taking a break across much of the east. There's a little bit of a weather system, but really not a whole lot of going on. Their pattern has really died out over the last week or so. And that's to be expected after a historic winter storm across the Deep South. Now, from a historic snowstorm across the Deep South a week ago to the west, we're gearing up for a very stormy weekend into early next week and even into the middle of next week. It's going to be a long, long ride of heavy rainfall, strong winds, and cooler temperatures. Well, not so much cooler through Sunday, but beyond that, we're going to have some cooler weather arriving with lower snow levels. So taking a look here at the current Goes West satellite imagery here provided by NOAA. And what we have going on right now is a picture that makes you think twice about any rain that's coming our way tonight. It is clear across California. We have some low clouds that were an issue this morning, some dense fog in some of the valley locations. That fog has burned off this afternoon, leading to many areas into the low 60s, upper 50s. Yeah, no clouds down here at all. And what you do see is a little bit of snow in the higher elevations, of course, up there right around 8,000 or 9,000 feet. But yeah, overall, nice and dry, but not for long. At least north of, say, Modesto and, say, Turlock, going to get some rain. But south of that, might wait until the weekend or, say, Saturday night or Sunday to get some rain down here in Central California. And unfortunately, looks like Southern California not going to get much at all anytime soon. And this is just a central northern California event. But yeah, we do have some cirrus clouds coming in also, and that is an indication that that system is going to be arriving tonight. So looking at the zoomed out view here on our satellite imagery, on our Goes West imagery, someone texted me, probably to let me know about something with this atmospheric river. And so there is the whole weather pattern is changing, and we've been waiting for this for 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks, especially for Sacramento and towards the north. Haven't had much rain, and even in the Pacific Northwest, it's been really dry for a while. Not as long up here to seeing dry weather, but still 3 weeks without rainfall in some of these areas seems pretty rare enough to not get any rain there or snow. But the pattern is changing. This big omega block, which is now up here in the northern end of the Gulf of Alaska, is going to remain up there for a while, allowing undercutting of these troughs. You can see here is one north of Hawaii. Here's another one in the Northeast Pacific. And it's this weather pattern that we're entering that will give us a lot of rainfall. And I mean, we are talking enough rain to bring rivers on the rise. We're probably not going to see any major flooding, but some rivers will reach minor flood stage. Some of the more smaller rivers, that is. Sacramento is not expected to reach any flood stage at all. That's the river, at least. But yeah, this is the first system that's going to be rolling through. That's going to be hitting our area. That's going to bring the initial rainfall tonight all the way into much of the day tomorrow. And then there's a second, more wetter system back here. This is part of the Kohana or Kohana low. I think that's how you say it. I think that's how it is. Something like that. And this is going to be the Saturday into Sunday system. And that's going to be aiming towards California also. Yeah, so brace yourself for a lot of what you're about to see here. So let me go over to this. So let's go to this. This is the IVT. This is from the Center for Western Weather and Weather Extremes. This is out of UC San Diego, and this is telling us how much water vapor transport there will be in the atmosphere when you combine the low level moisture combined with the winds and stuff. How much moisture is actually being advected in. And so when we put this into motion, these orange colors, just pay attention to these right here. When you get into the more oranger colors, those are higher numbers. And in simple terms, the higher up on this graph you get, or this legend you get, the more concerning that the rainfall becomes, the risk for flooding, that sort of thing. And this is how we can measure how intense atmospheric rivers are going to be based on this chart name, let alone. So over the next 24 hours, there is the moisture. So this is now, you can see none of it's over California, but as we go into the next 24 hours, this is tomorrow late morning around 10 or 11 in the morning. You can see some of the moisture moving into central and northern California. We got southern Oregon down up here. That is going to be seeing a little bit of moisture transport, but let's just go forward here. And it's really from about tomorrow afternoon specifically. And I'm going to highlight an area, spoiler alert for a lot of you that are watching this. This area right in here is going to be the area that will have 3 days of nonstop heavy rainfall and some strong winds and some heavy snowfall for the mountains. So going forward, so this is Saturday morning. So this is excuse me, Saturday morning, and notice how, yes, we get into some rain chances or rain that comes down, but it's not going to be very heavy compared to with what we will see on Saturday. By the way, thank you, Scott, for the $20 donation. I do appreciate that very much. But look at this. By the time we go into Saturday, these red colors right in here, this is decent. This is all the way up to 800 and 1,000 on our legend, and that equals a strong atmospheric river. All right, this is a lot of moisture being pumped in right straight into the San Francisco Bay Area, Sacramento, Stockton area, the lower foothills of the Sierra, and boy, the mountains. You do not want to see the rainfall totals for the mountains of the Sierra here and the snowfall totals. We're going to be measuring them in several inches. Snowfall will be in several feet. So that is Saturday, and this continues to be a thing. All right, so by Sunday, things get a little bit better. The atmospheric river, not as strong, and it's going to be a little bit to the north here. But keep an eye on what goes on right here. Okay, there's this whole river is going to wiggle a little bit. Might go a little north and then come back south. So you can see, though, California is still in it. A weaker river, though, on Sunday and Monday. That's why our rainfall rates are not going to be as extreme as what we will see on Saturday. But still in all, this is what the GEFS, the operational model is showing. Lots of moisture hitting California. And this continues all the way through. This looks to be, February 5th. That is through Wednesday before it tapers off. Okay. Now that's the GFS. Let's look at the European model, deterministic forecast. So I'm just going to kind of go through this rather quickly here so we can move on because we have a lot to discuss. And you can see here similar amounts. Now, you might say down here, oh, we're in the yellow in Los Angeles, San Diego. Well, this is anticyclonically speaking, so there will be a decent fetch of moisture overspreading Southern California. There's not going to be a whole lot of lift in the atmosphere. A lot of that is going to be focused right here mainly in Northern California, maybe portions of Central California, but anything like, say, in Bakersfield, even Fresno, not going to see a whole lot out of this. It's going to be just north of that where there's a sharp gradient, sharp contrast of where the rainfall is going to increase. So this is for Monday. This is Monday. And notice the European model has a different scenario here. Look at this. This is all going to hit California. So this is Tuesday. This is Wednesday. Oh, wait. This is Tuesday morning. And look at this. This really amplifies a little bit. And on the European model, this eventually hits Southern California, but not until we get into Wednesday next week. And it's going to be a quick mover. It's probably only going to bring maybe an inch or so, less than an inch for Southern California. But really, this thing is going to be a Northern and Central California event. Okay, so another thing we can look at here is the PWatt values. So this is precipitable water imagery, or water in the atmosphere. And so right now we have drier conditions. Aloft, there's not a whole lot of moisture over our area, but watch as we go into tonight. And I know this is really small, so let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger for you all. Let's see. I hope you guys can see that a little bit better. There we go. I think that seems to help a little bit. So this is California right here. So California is up where I circled. There is Cali. And you can see the atmospheric river headed right towards the Bay Area. Okay, so you can see all that moisture going all the way back to Hawaii, all the way down into the deep tropics here. And this is decent. This is 1.7 inches of water transport into our latitude. And so going forward, look what happens. Right in here, these PWatt values reach about 1.5 inches. This is pretty decent. This is a lot of water hitting us right square on Saturday night into Sunday. And then that moisture, it weakens, right? The whole river falls apart a little bit. But it is still going to bring a lot of water. It's still going to rain pretty good here in California. Maybe a little bit of a break on Sunday, but watch this. That reamplification and what happens with this right in here is going to be important. Does this actually swing up this whole portion of the air mass swing up, and so we get another concentration of atmospheric river moisture hitting our area, right? That's that's a little tricky to pinpoint, but it looks like it is going to be downright wet, windy, and colder. Well, warm, kind of mild, warmish, subtropical-like through the weekend, but turning colder and wetter for the middle of the week while we still have intense storms going through. So we can see here still around an inch of PWatt values over our area. And then we get a break. And then maybe this is actually, I want to make sure I'm using their latest run. Okay, this is the 18Z run. So this is the new run that came in. And let's see. And this is still a big problem right in here. Yeah, so it's still decent rainfall. Our PWatt values still slated for Tuesday and Wednesday. That moves through. Actually, you know what? I want to get a little closer because, let's see. Oops, not that. There we go. So that way you guys can see this a lot better. Make sure I'm loud enough too. And then, so that rolls through right in there. Okay, our PWatts for Tuesday morning are pretty decent. And then that rolls through. Now, the GFS here has this moving through a little faster. So it looks like Wednesday might be a drier day. Maybe some showers remaining overhead, given the westerly flow aloft that we have. And then look what happens. Watch this. Our PWatts come up a little bit more, not a whole lot. But watch what happens. Another river of moisture hitting California all over again. So we got another inch of PWatts hitting our area by the time we go into Sunday and into Monday the following week. So we are looking at decent amounts of rainfall. And then maybe another river, but this one is a lot weaker. This is barely an inch. So lesser rainfall with that one. So yeah, we have a lot of rainfall opportunities coming over the next week or so. And PWatts stand for precipitable water. It's a simple version of saying there's water in the atmosphere, and it's a measure of how much there is. So, with that being said, this is a look at the AR scale. So this is duration, both duration and quality. So longer duration atmospheric rivers with more vapor transport indicate or usually foretell us a stronger atmospheric river. But if they're shorter duration and weaker, then they're weak atmospheric rivers. They're not really that beneficial. Okay. So in this case, the atmospheric river, this is based on the European model ensemble forecast. So this is a blend of all 51 different members that run the ensemble. And most of them are showing that this is for San Francisco, the Sacramento area. This letter A right here, that's the first. So it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. Depending on how many rivers are lined up out there. We only have one right now that is showing up here on the model. One very long one, that is. The one that will last for easily 3 days. And so this one is going to be a strong one. This is kind of not really up there in the extreme side of things. We'll see what models do in the short term if this does go up a little bit. But this is going to be very impactful. This is a pretty significant river headed our way. And right down here are your hours. Okay, so 3 days is where the letter A is. And this is day 1, day 2, and day 3. So the duration is 3 days long. Not 1 day, not 6 hours, not one of those classic cold fronts out. Move in, they drop about 1/10 of an inch of rain, and then they move out. No, this one is going to move in, and it's going to just sit on top of us for a few days. Yeah, 3 days. Can't believe it. It's actually going to be that long of us seeing this much rainfall. So another way we could visualize this is looking at an actual graph on when this all starts. And so pretty much right in here, so this would be for the 31st. So this would be for Friday morning. Okay. So this only updates, I believe this updates twice a day, maybe once a day. I think it's like twice a day it updates. And what we have here is different solutions. And this is an ensemble forecast as well. So the control member, which is the most aggressive here, wants this thing to be a mid to high grade atmospheric river that is strong. None of the members bring this into extreme category, so which is over here. So if you kind of look at this, the chart here, this is, in other words, a categorical system like a hurricane, but only it's used in atmospheric river sense. So here is category, let's see, hold on. Yeah, so here is category 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Actually, wait, hold on. Actually, no, hold on, never mind. It's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yes, 4. And then this is 5 up here. Yeah, so this is going to be a mid-grade Cat 4 atmospheric river hitting our area Saturday. So if you have plans outdoors, some areas could get nonstop heavy rainfall, and some areas might get a few breaks here and there. But overall, This is going to be a moderate to strong atmospheric river. And look at how long this lasts. This is going to be a long-lasting event that goes, again, from all the way from Friday all the way on this model. This wants to go all the way through Wednesday. I don't think we're going to have two separate rivers. This is the second one that shows up, and that would be for Tuesday and a Wednesday. The first one is going to be, again, for Saturday into Sunday morning. That's going to be the big one. That's going to be the one that really brings us some big time rainfall totals across our area. Okay, so let's go and take a look here at our rainfall totals. Or no, not our rainfall totals, our simulated radar forecast. So what we have here is green areas. You all know this. You know the drill. It means it's going to be rain in liquid form, no snow. And then the blue areas indicate snow. So you can see in portions of, say, Oregon and Washington, Seattle, Washington up here, going to start seeing rain by late tonight. And even rain over here in, say, Mendocino, if you are in, say, Cape Mendocino, if you are in, say, Fort Bragg area, Ukiah up here, you're going to start seeing rain arriving tonight. Yeah, and skies are blue. There's just a few wisps of high clouds out there, and yet by tonight, 11 p.m. on this model, it's going to be raining, and it's going to be raining pretty good. And this continues all the way through tomorrow morning. All right. And what I want you all to pay attention to is not just California, but the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, high elevation snow in the Cascades. But watch what happens up here. The rain tapers off, but there will be some snow in the lower elevations and gets down to the valley floor of Portland, Oregon. So you can see that there is rain through Friday. And then look what happens up there. It turns all into snow. So it's snowing all the way down to sea level in Oregon and Washington. There's going to be some very cold temperatures up there. Temperatures that are in the low to mid 20s during the day. Whereas for us, it's going to be pretty mild. All right. So, as we go forward here, all the way into, say, Friday afternoon, and we're going to focus in on California, mainly California, because that's where most of the heaviest rain is going to be. I want to make sure I actually show the whole state. Come on, why does it have to crop it out? There we go. I think this should cover it quite well. Yeah, it does as good of a job as I can make it. So you can see rain is going to start falling early Friday morning in Sacramento, and then it really spreads southward. Oh my gosh. I do not know why I'm getting a lot of trolls on the channel. Please stop. Okay, please stop. All right. Thank you. So as we take a look here at Friday afternoon into Friday evening, the rain is going to fall across much of the Sacramento area, Modesto, Stockton, going to get some pretty decent rainfall. Heavy snowfall for the higher elevations as well. So snow levels are going to be around 7,000 to 8,000 feet to start off this system, especially on Friday. It's going to be really warm, and look at how high they get. They maintain that 7,000 to 8,000 foot range all the way into Friday night. And take note of this. This atmospheric river is going to continue. It's just not going to stop. Where it sits is where it stays, and it's just going to rain, and it's going to rain really good. And it's really Saturday morning into Saturday afternoon where the heaviest rainfall can be expected. Now, of course, this is one model. This is the NAM version of that. The HRRR has a different way of extrapolating this. All right. And so, I'll show you that too. and then that moves out. And so, and you're probably thinking, wow, it's actually going to be dry Saturday night. Well, this is a bit far out for the high resolution models to capture, and nowcasting, it will come down to nowcasting on how this all evolves. But really, Saturday morning through at least noon, we are expecting some pretty good rainfall rates between about a quarter to at times maybe a half an inch per hour because of the orographic effects and everything that gets involved with this. All right, so that's what that is showing. Let's take a look here at the HRRR model. All right. So the HRRR is showing something pretty similar. All right. I'm gonna end this stream. The spamming has to stop, please. I do not know why this is happening. It needs to stop. It really does. I'm asking you all really nicely, please stop spamming. All right, so you can see the HRRR has rainfall arriving even earlier. Sacramento getting some rainfall by 9 in the morning, and then 11 a.m. it rains, and then there's a break for the early afternoon hours of Friday. And then look at this. The AR aims further south. Fresno getting rain, Modesto getting rain, Sacramento barely getting anything. That's kind of where we sit, and then it really comes down early Saturday morning. Then it kind of migrates a little northward with moderate to perhaps some heavier rainfall. And boy, snowfall is going to be coming down pretty good in the Sierra. This model in particular has higher snowfall levels more on Friday than on Saturday. They actually come down a little bit, down to about 6,000 feet. I would say there will be higher than that, though, because based on most of the other models that I'm about to show you here, will show snow levels around 7,000 feet or higher. But how's everybody doing? Hey, Chris, Christy in Ohio, how are you doing? So that's what that is showing. How much rainfall is much of California going to get? So this is a look at the rainfall map here and the national blend of models over the next 7 days here. Pretty concerning. Up to a couple of feet of rainfall. Up to 2 feet of rainfall, that is, in the Blue Canyon area in the next 7 days. 7-day rainfall totals, 2 feet potentially. And then in the lower foothills of the Sierra, we could see rainfall totals up to a foot. And then the coastal range mountains, maybe up to a foot too in these areas. So anywhere between 6 to 8 to maybe 9 or 10 inches of rainfall is anticipated. All right. You know what? I'm going to end the stream. This is ridiculous. This is uncalled for. The spamming needs to stop. I'm being dead serious. You guys have had a chance to stop spamming, and it is getting to the point where my moderators cannot keep up with it. So we will do this another time because the spamming is just getting to be ridiculous and everything. So thank you all for tuning in. We will do this another time. All right. So unless the spamming stops now, if this continues, I will end it. All right. Yes, I'm going to end it. Thank you guys for watching.